Tonight I'm answering a question from Eric, and the question is, where do I start when it comes to learning the theory behind what I'm doing? I think the short answer is start from the end version of the goal you have for yourself. Really, the bigger goal, the ideal player you want to be. For those of us who want to become the very best players that we could possibly be, it's not so much a matter of what we have to do, but it's more a matter of what we want to be able to do and then what we have to accept to be able to do that. So I'm going to use an example of a song that I learned a long time ago. Crossroads from Cream, and it's not an original Cream song, it's a cover. But yeah, let's get into it, right? So I'm going. Right, there we have it, right? So has the Clapton turnaround, and I remember this particular lick. I might not be phrasing 100% correct, but I remember this particular lick really because of the music theory behind it, right? So if I can say, let's say I could play that, but how can music theory allow me to do more with that, right? So the cool thing about this riff, right? Right, I forget if he pulls off to the D, but you could stay on the E. Right, that sounds good too. But G, A, G, E are the basis notes there. Right? A, G, A, G, A, E. Sorry, G, E, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. There you have that, right? And then you have the D chord, the D5, D, A, D. Those are the notes. So you see how quickly I'm just rattling off the notes. I want to know them. They help me with the information when I want to make stuff up that sounds good over this or just like it. And then I'm playing a G. Then back to the riff there. The main motif. But then this is where the meaty part of it is on that turnaround. So you play the 5 chord, and what he does is D, A, G, A, C, D, C, A, C, C, A. That's the first part there. And A, C sharp, E, G, A, C natural, but it's really technically a B sharp. We're actually playing a dominant 7 sharp 9, which is actually the same chord as the Purple Haze chord in Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze. Okay, so B sharp, A, G, E, D, B sharp, even though it's most commonly called a C, but especially here because I'm going to go B sharp and E, and the B sharp acts as the leading tone to C sharp. So B sharp, E, C sharp, E is still ringing out, B sharp, E, C sharp, and then playing the E note, which reinforces the actual chord we're on at that time, right? So Clapton's approach here on the turnaround is to play so over the E chord, he's playing an A minor pentatonic lick over this, but he's starting from the D, which is a chord tone in the E7 chord. So he's taking the chord, which is sounding just as an open fifth, as we'd call it, EBE, and he's already implying the harmony for as E7. Totally appropriate, totally in the style blues. So but he's not playing the G sharp of it. So he's really playing E minor 7. Yeah, that'll work. There we go, E minor 7, right? He's playing that idea over it, and who knows what Jack Bruce is playing. He's probably playing a million notes, but I'm sure G sharp is one of them. So D, E, right? So as I play this, right, if I want to take that idea and say, all right, over a 5 chord, let's just stay in the same key for now. If I want to play over the 5 chord, I take the A minor pentatonic scale starting from the 7th note of the 5 chord, which in this case is D, right? So once I play that C note, acting as the B sharp in this case, actually it'll act as C in this one, because we haven't started playing. Now once I start playing the dominant 7th chord, the A7, right? That's a C sharp. That's what makes it dominant 7. E, G, A, C sharp, and then the B sharp. There's my B sharp to a C sharp. And A. You see how that resolved. But what he does, there's that same move. So the B sharp and E, the B sharp resolves up to the C sharp. Then I could play the E there, or I could play the E here, or do even play something like that. But any resolution of the E that I feel, something like that, or even the Holsworth. I never attempted this, but yeah, that is very challenging. Touch every E on the guitar, right? You can see that we could start really expanding upon that if we want, because our knowledge of the notes allows us to be able to match the notes wherever I go. So let's say I want to do something like... There we go. Right, that's the main part. So if I'm gonna go like... Right, and then... Right, and then the A chord. Right, you see how it just keeps getting me to think, right? And then the D chord. You can play it like that, or even with no third, just the D and the A. Like that, or even the power chord, right? Start expanding it. Let's go all the way to the turnaround. Make up my own that follows the same model. Right, and then now let's do the dominant 7, so... Now the sharp 9. I'll stay on the in the minor pentatonic as he does, but I want to move it over. I don't want to just stay in position. And then let's get that. I'll go up instead of down to the E. I'll go up to the 5th of that chord. You can see it sounds good, and then resolve that into the A. Right, so. Where you should start is something that would allow you to have access to that kind of knowledge, something that allows you to be able to go, all right, I now understand that knowing the names of all the notes really quickly and without figuring anything out, without transposing, is absolutely a non-negotiable. It's something that I don't want to argue against. It's something that I want to totally have. There's your starting point. You know, you do that, you can understand anything about anything you already know how to play. Once you learn music theory and you start organizing the information that you know in a structured order, then you could start putting it together. But just starting with something like the major scale or learning some pentatonic positions is just going to leave you exactly where you're at. You're not going to be able to expand upon that unless you start memorizing pattern after pattern after pattern after pattern, which doesn't allow you to play freely, more or less allows you to play patternistically, and very challenging to retain those patterns without really a ton of maintenance. Difficult to also transpose, and I don't even want to get into it, but for me, knowing the names of the notes is paramount. It is the number one way to be able to do whatever it is you want on the guitar. So that's what I would say would be the ultimate solution that allows you to play the way you've always wanted to play. So with that being said, if you're having trouble learning notes on the neck, you want to be able to expand upon what you already know how to play, you want to be able to learn music theory in a structured way, hit me up, send me a message. I'll give you a free 1-hour lesson, and let me know what your problems are. Let me know what your challenges are, and I'll help you get through them in a systematic way that gets you results immediately, because that's what we want to do. Manageable accomplishments that get us results immediately. Just be prepared to work. Okay? So be well and happy playing.